We do have several guests. I'll just introduce, first of all, our board is Zari, help me, Pardo.
Sarita Perro.
Perro, that's right. She lives at,
708 West Silver.
she's on West Sylvan. Zach Cope, who lives at
612
Carolyn. Jared Richards, who lives next door to me, best neighbor. And Brad.
I want that on record.
Three perfect children, that's what I really enjoy.
Perfect.
3 perfect children. And Brad, who lives at 604 Carolyn. And if our guests would introduce themselves. Jonathan, you'll start.
I'm Jonathan Burgett.
703.
Okay, I see.
Next to Janice.
Yes, 703
the other
East Sylvan Drive.
Trustee Burgett, next to Janice.
Justine Wilk, 704 North Sylvan.
Miriam Rodriguez, 601 West Silver.
And Roberto.
I live with her.
They're at the south entrance. All right, we will start with the secretary's report. We did not meet in July because it was July 4th, so it's June.
All right, the regular meeting of the Brandon Hills Special Dependent District was held at the Brandon Community Center at 502 East Sadie Street, Brandon, Florida on June 6, 2024. President Janice Doyle called the meeting to order at 7:38 p.m. The following people were present: Janice Doyle, Brad Sampson, Jessica Nason, Jared Richards, myself, Zach Cope, and Zarida Perro. Ralph Almirola was absent. We had 3 guests: Art Gazetta and Maria and Roberto Rodriguez. The minutes of May's meeting were read by, again, myself, Zach. There were 2 clarifications. Zary motioned to accept the minutes as corrected. Brad seconded the motion. The minutes were approved. Jessica presented the treasurer's report for May 2024. Beginning balance for March was $43,732.11. There was income in the form of special assessments in the amount of $349.25. Total expenses were $1,814.34. The ending cash balance in the Bank of America account was $42,267.02. Reserves for contingency and total reserves were both $3,148.60. Available cash for operations was $39,118.42. Brad motioned to approve the report, and Zary seconded the motion. Passed unanimously. Pool Masters has been working on the pool recently to make it operational. 3 quotes were presented for electrical panel work. Zach said, I move to accept the contract offered by Tamco Electric in the amount of $3,396 for work at the pool, with allowance for a permit if necessary, in an amount of up to $750. Zary seconded the motion, and the motion passed unanimously. Brad and Jared will submit their financial disclosures to the county by the July 1st, 2024 deadline. New business. Zary moved that we approve a resolution to amend the fiscal year 2024 budget by moving $4,500 from reserve for capital fund to the repair and maintenance category. The increase in the repair and maintenance budget will cover the cost of new electrical work which needs to be done. Brad seconded the motion, and the motion passed unanimously. Janice presented a reimbursement request in the amount of $316.07 for a new sign for the pool, and the pump room, pool ring, restroom, and office supplies, and also petty cash. Zach motioned to reimburse Janice, and Brad seconded the motion. The motion passed. Art Gazetta made a statement, and I included it here in the new business part. On this day of giving, thanks to those that gave their lives to save our country's democracy. I would like to thank all that serve and have served on this committee. The untold hours serving this committee and before the forming of this committee have made a huge contribution to this pool and the entire neighborhood. I feel like the entire neighborhood appreciates those efforts which contribute to its well-being. Thank you. No further business. The president adjourned the meeting at 8:24 p.m.
Are there any additions or corrections? We did a lot of work last time. If not, do I hear a motion to accept the minutes as read? Second? All in favor, say aye. Motion carried. Okay, the treasurer is sick, and I made copies. She had the June and the July financials. I have a few copies of the July report. If you guys would like a couple over there to look at. Justine, you wanna look at
This
it?
is July.
Give one to Justine if you would, please.
I'm sure, yeah, thank you.
All right, in June, that you have the July report. In June, the beginning cash balance was $42,267.02. We had special income of $1,397.01. Had our usual utility bills and my reimbursement for signage and so on, for total expenses of $1,642.91, leaving an ending cash balance of $42,021.12, reserved for contingency, leaving an available cash for operations of $38,872.52. Now, if you go to the July, she's got the beginning, okay, that was the June report. The July, the beginning cash balance, is that wrong? I'm reading July. Did I read? Okay, should be that, shouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay, she has the wrong cash balance, it should be, she's got the one from June. Okay, so the correction needs to be $35,287.44. Yeah, she just didn't put the right beginning. That's what happens when you have COVID and you're doing this. And all three of her kids are sick, incidentally. Here's where, this is what I'm reading, you guys can share that. All right, we had no special assessments in July. We had, Tico was a good balance. And then we had the water bill. And if you remember, I texted all of you on the board, the rest of you don't know, we had vandalism and they broke a water pipe. I may be saying that wrong. They didn't break it.
That was a vandalism. A secondary water meter that had been installed for some reason blew out the backside.
Okay.
A secondary meaning it was our water meter, not the county's. And so we don't know how long it would run before.
Somebody
Jessica
walking by saw water coming out and came around and found Jessica's husband at the pool
Oh, okay.
and reported it. And she opened the bill. I was down at her house. We were doing the checks. She opened the bill. It was like, wow. But there's our water bill we had to pay, $1,501.34. So, Pool Masters is typical Divine Turfs. We had trees cut that were blocking the light at the pool for security reasons, and they trimmed the trees according to the way Tico had recommended, and so that was $400. And then we had to pay our annual Florida Department of Health of $275 for total expenses last month of $3,585.08. And the ending cash balance, $38,436.04, reserved for contingency and capital, leaving so that balance is not gonna be correct either. Right, that balance is not gonna be correct. All right, she'll have to correct the ending cash balance. And we've got the ending That's gonna be wrong.
What was the ending for June?
We'll say
What was the
38.
ending for
30,
June?
the June, there's June.
June was what?
Yeah, you can do that.
June was 30.
Four, $42,021? And the next page, am I reading that right?
That was the June
Right.
balance.
You want July?
And so if we take that and subtract the expenses from last month,
Oh, yeah, that doesn't.
She has the beginning, the $42,021.12 at the beginning of July.
Yeah.
right, but wasn't
Yeah,
that
but
the,
June was
that was
What's the end of, what's the end of
42,267.
June?
The
End-
end was 38,872.52.
Oh.
here's June,
Okay.
Justine,
I'm just wondering because if it's
Yeah.
42, then that's what she has there.
that was the June beginning balance.
Okay, well, okay, so ending cash balance is
That's right.
correct, yeah. So that goes from here. 2112. But then we still have to take off the reserve.
Right.
Two reserves to show the available cash for operations. That's what, that's accurate.
Is that accurate? The cash for operations is accurate? Okay,
Yeah, this is the total funds, everything.
yeah,
It starts off with,
right,
which is this. And that transfers to here.
Oh,
You have these expenses, but you still take off this as far as to show, she's showing, breaking it down in two categories. You have the ending cash balance, which
Right.
means all of our funds.
right,
And those funds are all there. And then dividing those up into two categories.
okay.
Reserves and the available for cash operations.
Is that correct, the available cash for operations? Okay. Okay, let's, do,
Move to accept?
is that correct? Right here and here?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to accept it?
Motion made.
Second? Sorry, second.
I
Okay.
guess, okay.
All in favor, say aye. All right, I'll have Jessica, take a look at all that and send it out again to you guys.
Okay.
Or am I messed up?
Yeah.
I don't do money well.
Yeah, well, because you were looking at this and thinking this is what we're starting off with, this is available for cash.
Right.
Not the total cash balance.
But this can't be the same for both months.
It's not the same.
Okay.
Now, here we got an assessment. This was 42,267, this is 42,021.
Oh, it's the assessment.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We got special assessments, we went
You're
up, and then we subtracted.
Gotcha. Okay, so the water bill was the big surprise. And our electric bill, like all of ours at home, is running high. Okay, old business. Electrical, Brad.
Because of the miscommunication, we didn't think we had signed the updated, contract, which it was updated to be in 3896. So
Okay.
instead of the
396.
instead of 3396, it's updated to 3896. Include the permit, and let's see what else they want on there. Also, just make sure that is part of the code. I think grounding rods, because we only have one grounding rod, but the new code, there's two grounding rods, 6 feet apart. So that also included that. So now they're swamped with back to school type contracts they have. So as soon as school starts, they should really start.
Then he'll get back to us and get it done, okay?
Yep.
So the new contract is how much?
New balance is 3896, which is a lot less than the extra 750 allowances.
For those of you that are visitors, we're bringing the electrical system in the pool, pump room, all the electrical up to code. It's all 70 years old, so nearly 70 years old. So we're bringing it all up to code, and so it'll be around $4,000. Security, we had one incident where we had trespassers in the pool, and we called the sheriff's department, had them come down and go in and handle it, and we took their advice, and Jared is in charge of security, so what are we gonna do?
We got the camera.
Replacement camera?
Yes.
What happened was, the camera had been stolen. We had a camera up there, and Jared monitors it at his house, day or night, and, they stole the camera, and they still got it in the pool area, and
Without a key.
without a
Without a
key,
key.
without a key, and so the deputies came and handled it all beautifully. Okay, what are we gonna do?
So we got the new camera and service for a year. That includes cellular coverage and everything. They also refunded $140.95 of the year subscription for the service, and that sends us the pictures and stores them all unlimited. So with the new service, the camera, and the bracket for it, we're at $187.68, and that includes the $140.95 refund I got.
There was some
For the
discussion
service.
about putting in 3 cameras that would all
Two
converge.
cameras, yeah, so I only have one right now, because we weren't able to vote on the second, because we got no July's meeting, but.
Yeah.
So we got the one replacement camera and service for it on here. It was a total of $328.63, but we got the $140.95 credit from the,
So
from
where,
the service.
where are you gonna mount it
That's what we need
to determine? There was some discussion
putting in a pole.
to put it up on a high pole. Were you still talking about on both sides of the cabana?
So we need one on the cabana to see when people are breaking in to the bathrooms, because they're breaking in and breaking the water pipes. And then we were thinking about putting one at the gate, so that when we see if somebody comes in there, because what they did with this other camera, is they just broke it off, they came behind it and broke it. So if we have 2 cameras, we'll get them on camera if they're trying to break the other one. And that alerts us within seconds of somebody being there, so it's live. So we'll need 2 of them to watch each other, basically.
Does it record?
Okay,
Yeah.
if
Oh, yeah,
you all
it
are having
records.
trouble
Yep.
hearing, feel free to move up. I know we have some soft voices. Sorry, what?
I asked if it records.
Yeah, the service, it includes unlimited storage too. It's,
And
Yeah,
it
it
comes in
uploads
on
it
your
to the cloud.
computer.
well, it just goes into the cloud. I mean, anybody can see it. It goes straight to my phone too, so that way if
So right
somebody.
now, he gets the alert because he set it up.
Yeah. So if it's 3 AM and
I'll get an
you'll
alert.
get the alert.
Yep. 3 AM. I hope that doesn't happen.
But we have had, 4 vandalisms, I guess, in the past year. The fence was broken
2
twice.
different times.
Water pipes were melted over here.
The water pipes were torn out,
The water valves of sprinkler water valves tied open with a sock to just left running.
so we've spent a lot of money
Water pump broke.
on repair work. But the police were the deputies were very cooperative, gave us good ideas about what to do, and, talked to the people that were in there. It was sort of interesting. Obviously, one girl knew somebody in the neighborhood, and then 2 jerks came in with her, and it was interesting, to say the least. Okay, so we need to vote on what's your what's the
The total,
motion?
the total's 187.68.
That's just
The lady
reimbursement.
knew
Yeah.
one of our neighbors, and then because they wanted to use the pool, since they were a guest in the neighborhood, they didn't have the key, or the owner of our neighbor did not have the key, so they decided to jump the fence. So when the sheriff department came, they called their friend, and the sheriff said that, you know, it was wrong, but it was
had
just
permission.
people
Because someone
behaving
maybe
bad,
had-
but
yeah.
nothing wrong. And just so happened that right after that, the camera.
No, just before that.
Oh, it was before that.
I mean, like minutes before that.
Yeah, the camera was taken like the same day they broke in,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think while they were there too, but we don't have
We
proof
have
of
the
it.
proof, and because they
We don't have
considered, they would get somebody in the neighborhood to say, yeah, then they could not do anything more with them.
It was an unfortunate situation with two homeless men that got in.
I move that we get a second camera, at least for this year, so we can break the cycle, and then readdress it a year from now.
What would it cost for us to put a high pole there where we talked about? Do we have an estimate?
I don't, it's not, it wouldn't be a ton,
Yeah, we're not talking about a Tico pole or anything.
No.
We're talking.
You remember what I told what Julian Cannon did, our neighbor? He put a basic pole in, then he put a big PVC and he ran the wire up into PVC and put his light at the top.
Yeah, but this won't need wire.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so we could just get a 12-foot metal post, or wood post, something like that.
That's
Taller.
right, you don't need the electrical.
Taller.
Yeah.
16, yeah, so we can,
Either 16-foot post, or we'll
Okay, so your
Maybe we
proposal
buy-
is 187?
yeah,
No,
20.
that's the reimbursement.
Well, this is a reimbursement for the
That's
camera and the
already has.
service we just
That's
bought.
not the proposal.
So how much money do you need?
187.68.
Okay.
That's for
But that's for the
reimbursement
camera and service and bracket that.
that we
is
currently
for
already
right now.
have.
Right.
That's just replacing what we have.
That's
So
replacing the
I'm
service.
proposing that we go ahead and, I move that we go ahead and purchase a second camera and service for the year, so that we can have the.
And okay, let's do what we typically do, which is up to so much money, so that if the pole can be included
Okay.
in that. What, up to $600?
Oh.
Well, I know, but if it's better to, remember, if we don't go high, we end up,
Could the cost would be $328 again, right?
So, yeah, so the cost before the refund for the stolen one was $328.63, so you'd have to add a pole and concrete to that. And I mean, maybe just a little bit more, cause I bought the camera on sale, so, you know, I think it was like $60 off,
Oh,
so, talking.
so $450?
move it to 500, up to 500. So, I move that.
I mean, we, set aside up to $500 for replacement, for a second camera and a pole to be mounted on. A pole to, which way, we need up to $500.
I second. All in favor, say aye. Motion carried. Gerald, good luck.
And then the reimbursement also.
Right.
I move that we reimburse Jared for the replacement camera and service.
All in favor, say aye. Motion carried.
What was the amount again?
187.68, and that includes the $140.95 reimbursement we got for the service that was left over.
Because the
camera
service is
got
attached to a
stolen.
camera.
Right.
So they stole the camera, so they.
So I canceled the service, and then they refunded the $140.95, and then it was like $155.88 for another year subscription, so.
And I personally really appreciate that you're doing that, especially taking the message.
Yeah. And then, so, do you wanna take the receipts for,
Yeah.
since she's not here, for Jessica?
Jared, Jared had the camera, and after one day, he has a ring on his front door, and one day he called me from work and said, would you go, the deputy is in front of my house, would you go see what he needs? And about that time, the deputy called him, they were just checking if you'd found any more footage or
Yeah.
something.
I
Right.
know, they broke the camera too quick.
So it's like,
It didn't upload too loud.
go ask the deputy why he's in front of my
Yeah.
house. Oh, that's good, that's
Yeah, the
good.
camera had already, just to be honest, the camera had already caught one person and caused them to turn around and leave before this incident.
Cause it whistles
At
at 'em.
nighttime.
So,
So,
well, no, that one doesn't whistle, the one at my house whistles, this one lights up, cause it has night vision too. And he walked in there going into the
Right.
bathroom area.
Cabana, yeah.
And then the camera clicked, cause it was recording him, and he turned and saw it and covered his face and ran out, and he hasn't been back. So, and I don't think we've had any more, water pipes lit on fire to the lighter since then. Amazing.
It has been amazing. And incidentally, I went down and just walked through like I do every few days, and the men's back stool toilet was running. So the water bill may be high. Okay.
I'll go and
Mhm.
I'll check on the
Yeah, we just,
replace the.
it's constant, yeah. All right,
Yeah.
that's old business. Under new business, last year we had a budget, we had spent over $50,000 because of the Remar siding. This year, once again, our budget is under 50,000, so we qualify to have an unaudited financial report. And as you remember, in order to do that, we have to send out a letter, postage, and has to be mailed to every resident, every property owner, not every resident, every property owner. So, if you would make a motion to that effect, I wrote it out for you.
I move that we submit an unaudited fiscal year 24 financial statement. I also move that we use the budget amount needed for stationery and postage to send the required letter to each property owner.
It is in our budget, we budgeted for the postage, and since we budgeted, postage went up 2 weeks ago or something.
I second it.
All in favor, say aye.
First of all, just a little side note, that there was no discrepancies found in last year's audit,
Right,
right?
our audit was perfect,
Okay.
yeah. And Jessica came in under fire to get that done. She had been treasurer 1 month when we had to get the audit. I know, it was wild. All right, Zach, I'll help you get that out,
We
and,
need to vote.
what?
We need to vote.
Oh, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried, thank you. Zach, I'll help you get that out, and, that has to be, yeah,
What's the timeframe we can talk about?
September 30, yeah,
Okay.
is the last date. Okay, any other new business? Roberto, do you have
Just an update about the pool. The pool.
update on the pool?
Yeah.
Yeah, they cleaned it beautifully 2 weeks ago, and they haven't brushed it since.
What?
I'm on it, you guys, I'm telling you.
Have you contacted them? Or have-
They don't brush it, It was sparkly. I was down there 2 weeks ago on a Friday afternoon. I took pictures, it was so pretty. It was like it used to be. And they just don't brush it. And our contract says it's to be brushed twice a week. And they don't do it.
No, yeah, there's question.
Are you sure the contract says twice a week or once a week?
It says each service.
So
It's
when
in
they
the
don't show up,
contract.
just
I've
send them
got
that
the
picture on the
contract.
camera.
Huh?
You got the cameras, when
Oh,
they show
yeah.
up, they don't do the job,
Yeah.
just send it to them.
Hey,
Whoever you think.
hey,
Yeah.
whoa. I know they don't, and
Yeah.
you can just see the dirt build up on it.
Mhm.
And I go down there and they'll just lie to my face.
This is Pool Masters, right?
Pool Masters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's hard to get good help, I understand that. They fired their whole staff over Memorial Day weekend. Yeah,
The
Memorial
whole
Day
service,
weekend.
the whole service staff.
And they brought in a whole new staff, and that guy promised me he was gonna brush it. Old guy, beard, hat.
He did that day because we were there.
You were there.
Because we were there. But
I went down there and I complimented that man. I followed him around the pool. I'm so glad you're here. You're gonna do a good job. Yeah, sure. Okay. Anyway, Roberto, do you want to talk about landscaping? Roberto is a perfect volunteer neighbor.
Well, we'll clean that up eventually whatever, but eventually working around my house and everything over there, whenever I have the chance, I will try to make it look a little bit better. That right side, but it was a waste, so we could just.
Have you all made a plan yet?
Steph is not healthy right now, so I'm waiting for her to feel better.
Okay,
Yeah, so it'll be a while,
yeah.
so probably like a month before it gets better.
It's really kind of good that you guys have cleaned it out and it's raining, because the volunteer stuff will come up and you can, get some of those fern, what do they call those little guys under the ground?
Bulb?
Yeah, those, yeah.
So eventually we'll get there.
Is this in the pool?
As you look at it, it's on the right-hand side.
Yeah, right beside where the trash cans are.
Oh, yeah,
He
okay.
and
Next to the
Stephen
cabana.
cleaned it
It
out.
just,
Yeah, they
it
put
just
the whole
needs to
area out.
be, kind of turn out to be like a little picnic area or hangout area.
Yeah.
Eventually, anybody has any suggestions or ideas, whatever,
Yeah, it's always been kind of, it's been empty as long as I can remember,
Yeah.
that area.
Well, when I first moved here, Dallas Lloyd, who lives kind of up where you are, he was down there every day and he kept flowers in it. He had flowers in the summer. And he was a teacher and he would go down and work in the flower beds, and then he'd get in the pool, and he took care of the pool, became his life. So we're expecting you to do that. May it be your life.
Don't forget to fertilize.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Have to change with my house. Trying to get a little.
Well, we think you do a good job on that too.
Thank
So,
you.
Anyway, if you guys will, if you need some expenses and so on, put the proposal.
Well, we'll let you know. I mean, we're still debating what would be best to put there.
Yeah.
Low
Like,
maintenance.
so
Low
he said,
maintenance is cheap.
Yeah.
pavers or whatever, or, something that, like you said, low maintenance.
Have you measured it?
Not yet, no. I'll measure it tomorrow, I'll let you know, I'll give you the measurements.
Is it about 16 by 16? Anyway, because, sometimes if you're watching for a sale you find somebody that's got a bunch of pavers left over.
Marketplace.
Yeah.
I don't know, do you know Justine Wills?
We own a landscaping company.
Oh, you do?
I'm just thinking, I don't have any leftover favors at the moment, but it does happen occasionally.
Keep your, yeah,
Yeah.
because we've got the volunteer work.
Right.
That's the,
I know.
Yeah.
that's the biggie.
Okay.
And,
Oh.
I have paint to paint the floor in the cabana,
Mhm.
but I need some of you guys to go down there and if you'd move the picnic table out into the grass, and then I can paint the picnic table, or one of you can, somebody. But I bought concrete paint for $9 a bucket at Home Depot.
And left it- what?
Somebody had it tinted real dark gray, and they brought it back, and it had been $42
Yeah.
new, and I got it for $9 a bucket, so. And it's easy, cause you just roll it on.
Well, it's the prep.
Yeah.
It's the prep work, yeah. Oh, you have to prep it?
Clean?
What's that all about, right?
You don't have to clean it, put enough paint on it.
The redwood table is gonna be,
Yeah.
just scrubbed and painted, it's not gonna have any special
We
treatment.
just said that was standard to lift up some of it.
Stefan standard part of it, he
Okay.
said it's a hopeless job,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so we'll just paint over it a few more years.
Well,
That
let me
table's
know,
60
and I
years
don't
old.
know.
It's 2x6s and it's amazing. All right, comments from the visitors, we don't always have visitors.
I don't have anything to say.
What?
I don't have anything to say.
I got a question. Who has the deed to the pool property?
I have it.
You have it? Is it possible for me to see it?
Let me think if I can remember where it is. I have it.
Well,
I
it's in
have
your
all
ca-
the
it's in-
records.
Yeah, it's in your care, it's not even her name.
Right.
You know where, no, it is, I do not have it, I have a copy of it. It is, I believe, in the Amarola safe, but it is available.
Okay, is it possible? I just wanted to see it.
Okay, but nobody's allowed to make a loan out on it or anything.
No,
like
no,
that.
no, no, I'll see it wherever,
Okay, I mean, it's community property, it's
Right.
our community.
Isn't it
Right.
public record though, that you just
Yeah,
go to Hills
yeah.
Tax and look up that piece of property and click on the deed?
I already
And
did,
it should show
and
zero
there,
taxes
you
on it.
can't see it.
Oh, no?
You mean the actual deed itself. It's
Right, I
got
mean the
records
actual
on there.
deed, just like, you know, when you have a mortgage, the bank holds the deed, then you pay it off, and you get the deed back, and it's not on,
Yeah,
the
they
court.
wouldn't have a photocopy of this.
No, there's
It's
no
been
photocopy of it.
Oh, you know. the
60
property-
years or
I think it's the
whatever.
property appraiser that has it, not the tax collector.
No, it's not the tax collector, it's
It's the
the
property
county
appraiser.
clerk of courts.
I
Would,
just looked at somebody's the other day, I mean, maybe they don't have the pool, but they do have them, cause I happened
Yeah,
to look up someone's deed on their property.
yeah, I think it's because the age, it's been community property forever, so.
Yeah,
that's-
they do
Right.
have them, I don't know if they have every single one.
I'd like
But they
to
are
see the
available.
deed, if I could.
Any other? If not, I adjourn the meeting at
Sounds great.
8:09.
Yeah, I got
You got
it.
it.
I got it.